Let us know in the comments.
Wait, he just dropped. Hold on, I got him.
Okay. Let me make sure that we're back. Let me know in the comments section.
You just came on. You're good.
Yeah.
What's up, Major?
Hey, Peter.
Hold on. Before you give your pick, just want to make sure that everybody's back in the chat. We back. Perfect. Fill it up. Let me know if you're back. W producer. Absolutely love it. Look at this.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know if you guys are back. We're back, Dad. Appreciate you, my guy, Anders. Or Anders. Anders or Anders. Hold on. Give it a second for people to come back in. Matt, I don't want anyone to miss your pick.
Just shows you the real ones who can come back.
Let's check some scores right now. Yankees are up 5-0. Love that. What's going on, everybody? We're back. And we got over 100 people in here, so we got a good majority of people back. Perfect. Ask Matt if he misses college basketball unders. Do you miss them?
I miss watching boys play basketball. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you miss the unders? Is that an inside joke I'm not aware of?
I mean, I was doing really well with them throughout the year, and I'm just kind of an under better. So yeah.
Yeah, I love unders. I'm on an under
Yeah.
today. So as people start to pile back in, let's go over your picks today. I'm looking at the slate. You got one pick, and
I do.
And before you even give your pick, you were right. I texted you, and I texted.
What'd you say that first time though? I didn't quite hear you.
I said you were right. And
About what exactly? I'm right about a lot of things, but what specifically are you referencing?
you were right about the Toronto Blue Jays against the Houston Astros. Not only did you take the Blue Jays through the first five, you broke it all down for me. I argued against you, and you came out victorious. And I tip my cap to you, sir. That's why I love this stream, because everyone in here is so talented. They know what they're doing, and I am not the end-all be-all. My goal is to win more bets than I lose, and I think that's everybody. Nobody's perfect, and I love bouncing things off each other. And you're a GOAT. You were right. I promise you there will be times where we're going to get back on here and argue, and I'm going to be right, and I'm going to expect an apology. But this time, you were right. And I'm excited to hear your pick today, because it is the San Francisco Giants versus the New York Mets. First five, under 4.5, a 2-unit bomb. And Cohen, can you put up the, before you even get into the pick, I know I keep saying that and then moving to other things. Can you put up the leaderboard to show where Matt is after his 3-unit bomb? Mr. Mid-Major Matt, you are now third in the competition. It is Tomas, Jake, you, and then me. You went above me. So not only did you beat me on the pick, you vaulted yourself above me, and now you got another 2-unit play. Talk to us.
Yeah, so next time there's a Just Baseballs reunion at a Yankee Stadium, I expect to be invited. I expect a ticket in my name, purchased by the corporation. So that needs to stand until you overtake me.
So
let's
now I
make that
gotta
happen.
pay you until I beat you?
Them's the rules. I don't
How
make
about I'll
them.
just do it out of the kindness of my heart because I want to go to a game with you?
No, I want that too, but I also want you to financially pay for me because you know that I'm better than you. But
All
anyways,
right.
we can move
All
on.
right, get to your pick.
I
Thank you.
digress.
Thank you for piling on after I apologize. Appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm a kind-hearted soul, so what can I say?
Yeah, very kind. Now, get into why this ain't hitting.
I'm going to be honest. So I've been debating between the Giants under in the first five, but also the Giants plus the run line. That one's a little juiced. The reason why I'm starting to like the Giants run line more, which I'm also playing for 1 unit, is because I really do think Manaea pitches really well. There's about 85% of all money across the money line and the spread for the Mets, who just swept or who won 2 of 5 at Dodger Stadium, scoring 6+ runs in both their wins. Now they're going to San Francisco, which is really short travel, and San Francisco is coming from Miami, probably the furthest distance you could travel from Miami to San Francisco.
Absolutely.
in a back-to-back days. And now we're seeing the line open at -135 to -125. Manaea's all his stats have been bumped towards him pitching better, and Senga, he opened up at pitching well, and his odds have been falling to him not pitching so well. We saw last start, Senga looked amazing his first 2 starts against the Marlins, but he looked like dog shit against the Oakland Athletics. That's hard to do, to look like dog shit against the Oakland Athletics. But it seemed like they really caught up to his forkball. That's really what he relies on.
The ghost fork.
I'm sure you know.
They call it the
What's
ghost
that?
fork. It's an
ghost
unbelievable
fork.
name for a pitch. It's called the ghost
Yeah.
fork. Imagine,
Yeah.
like, what do you throw? Fastball, slider, ghost fork. Sick.
It's actually his second most used pitch. So it's fastball, ghost fork, then slider. But they caught up to it. He throws high heat, sure, he gets a lot of whiffs, but he sits in the strike zone, which I think is a really bad spot against a very heavy right-handed hitting lineup in the Giants today. So I am starting to lean on the Giants' first 5 more, but I really do think that Manaea pitches well today. The Mets have scored against everybody except Kershaw in the past 2 weeks, and now Manaea, who nobody fucking wants to back, is dropping in price. I mean, it's telling Manaea pitches a gem. He's in his history, he's pitched really well at Oakland. Obviously, last year in San Diego, he was awful, but he's used to pitching in pitchers' parks. And outside of Oakland, I know he pitched bad in San Diego, but San Francisco's also one of, if not the best pitchers' park in the MLB.
No doubt
So,
about it. Oracle's a great
I wanna
park
back
to
Manaea.
pitch in. Yeah, and
Yeah.
another lefty like that you were saying that the Mets have been killing everybody. I pushed when I took JP Sears against Jose Budo. Like,
Yep.
JP Sears, he's like a replacement level pitcher. Like, he's like one of those guys who like is a major league pitcher, but he's a lefty. And the Mets have a very similar lineup to last season. Producer Cohen is a Mets fan. How do you guys normally do against lefties?
Not good.
He said not good, and I would
Yeah.
agree with him, and the stats back that up.
Mhm.
My only issue is Sean Manaea's peripherals basically say you should retire. That's my issue with
Yeah.
him. Like, his xERA is horrible. But I agree with you. The travel, I think the Giants' bats are going to be slow early, and I think the Mets' bats, like, prove that you can hit a lefty. Basically, what you're doing is, like, the trends show, the stats show that you guys cannot hit lefties. Prove to me that you can. And I
Agreed.
like it.
Yeah. Obviously, of course, I look into all those X stats more so than you do, of course. But something that really told me that Manaea was going to pitch well is the Mets, even though they don't hit lefties, they also don't strike out. They're one of the best non-strikeout teams in the league. Manaea opened up at 4.5 Ks, juiced at 120 to the under. He's currently at 4.5, 155 to the over. And his hits have been bumped down from 5.5 to 5 on most every book, where the juice is immensely shifted to the under on hits allowed. So I think he pitches really well today. And to have his strikeout props see the change in that juice against a very public team in the Mets that's getting that kind of handle percentage on their money line, I want to be on that opposite side of them. And I really want to back Manaea tonight. But I don't want to back that bullpen. I talked about it with Krabs on his stream today. You know John Brebier, I'm sure. That guy's going to see action today because he has to fucking see a game. If the sun's shining, for some reason, he has to go in the game. And I don't want to be back to Giants when he's still pitching.
Dude, I kind of want to do a live over if I see that dude. He pitches every day, and like I feel bad for him because I don't think he's that bad of a pitcher. It's just when you pitch 5 days a week, it feels like, yeah, your arm's gonna be tired. Like he's like, I'm just trying my best. Like you got to give him credit. He's just like going out there. He's like. Coach, Gabe Kapler's like, how's your arm? He's like, it feels horrible. He's like, I don't care. Get in the game. He's just like, all right. Like, he's probably like icy hot, ibuprofen out the ass. I think I don't know if he led Major League Baseball pitchers in appearances last year, but he's up there.
By far.
He
pitched
was.
Like 80 or 90, by far, by 80 or 90 pitchers. That's a fucking reliever. Incredible.
I feel bad for him. He's like not that bad. It's just the usage on him is like, you're running this man into the ground.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the live over, I also reference it. Duvall has not looked good this year at all, and he's been wild. He's allowed a lot of hard contact.
He's so nasty.
And then
but I agree with you.
Nasty,
But I love him. He's so disgusting.
Of course, but you know who's not disgusting? The Rogers brothers, and they also are in the Giants bullpen.
No, but the submariner. It's I think it's Tyler Rogers.
I don't know which is
the
which.
submariner.
I think it's Tyler, but I'm not sure.
I think it's Tyler too. I think Taylor's the lefty. He's nasty. Pitching Ninja had a name for his slider. He called it like a UFO sighting. I thought that was pretty cool.
But yeah, again, on live overs, if you want to back them, I mean, the Mets bullpen, it was used heavy in the Dodgers series in their 2 wins. They were taxed pretty heavy. Obviously, it wasn't used much in their shutout loss against Kershaw. but they're gonna push Senga as far as they can because he pitched a quality. They're expecting him to pitch a quality start in the books, so they're gonna push him as much as they can to 6 innings. So
I love it, my man. I think it's a very solid play, and it's very reminiscent of the analysis you used for the Blue Jays pick, and that cashed for you easily, right? You're looking at the line movement, you're following all of these moves. Giants went down, but you're like, yeah, using travel involved too. I think it's a great pick, my guy. I think it's gonna hit. I love it.
I appreciate it, but I mean to digress really quick. I mean, there's fucking 5,000 plus games in the MLB. We're all gonna be wrong a shit ton.
Yeah.
So for anyone that's not familiar with the stream or mine and Peter's rapport, it's just a joke. I highly respect the man. He is much smarter than I am. Not more handsome, but definitely more smarter. But yeah, it's 5,000 games. We're gonna get some right. We're gonna get a lot wrong. But
yeah,
with this, I also want to say the lines told me that Pablo Sandoval or Patrick Sandoval was gonna pitch well today, and look how that's going.
No, I mean, and that's why it's sometimes tough too, because for example, the Twins versus Red Sox over that I had yesterday dropped down to 8.5. Game ended on 14 runs. Today, my first 5 under moved 10 cents in the direction I didn't want it to. Like, obviously, I don't like to see that, but like at this point of the season, like it's tough, right? It's tough. Shit happens. Like it's why it's the best game in the world, because anything can happen, and that's why it's hard to cap. But if we can win 55, 56%, and we can watch baseball and make money doing it, like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. It's really fun. Matt, appreciate you. Plug anything you want.
No, I'm good. I'm good today. I'm gonna go do some stuff in the sun. Krabs can't, so I'm gonna go enjoy some time for him and myself. But I'm good, brother. I appreciate the time.
Absolutely, my man. Keep killing it. You are number 3 on the leaderboard among like 12 to 13 cappers who are all really talented. So props to you, and you're gonna keep.
Appreciate it, guys.
You got it, my man. Just want to shout out before we welcome on our next person. Want to shout out Sleed. Came up to me at the Yankee game yesterday. Absolute dude. Fun guy. Appreciate you introducing yourself. Again, if you guys ever see me at games, come up, introduce yourself. A couple people came who watched the stream and they were like, what's up? Love the stream. Love that from you guys. Love you. All right. Appreciate you guys. Let's welcome on the next person. Oh, we got Degen. Amazing. We got another guy who's up units. Degen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. Mr. Degen, you're in 6th place, but you win 1 unit, you're in 4th. So you're up units. You are up.
What am I? 7 and 2?
Yeah, you are. You lost 0.23 the other day. You lost 0.17 the day before, and that followed sweeps. So now you're at 3.81 units. Krabs is at 4. I'm at 4.67. Matt's at 5.09. So we're all a good or bad day between each other.
I'm gonna give it. I'm going through a little cold slump right now these past 3 days. So once I get out of this and start reading the board better, I'm gonna up the units here and there to maybe a 2-unit play, because I see mid-major Matt doing that, and I like the strategy, but I can't do it coming out of the gate.
It can hurt or help, right? You lose a 3-unit bomb and like you're down. That's why this competition is so much fun, because like we track each other, like we talk shit, and it's a blast.
I can't wait till a manager gets fired. That's when I'm pressing my max wager on a team. So
exactly too. Like I haven't come out with any like 2-unit plays or anything. Like I rarely do anyway. But there's no chance you'll see it in April. I need more data.
I thought your whole shtick was one unit
all the time. But like, you know, when Krabs did his enormous megalodon, like on that Diamondbacks Cardinals over last year, like I have put out in my life since I started on social media in 2021, I've put out 13 2-unit or 3-unit plays. So I call them my favorite plays. Like I use that word very particularly. I only do it if everything lines up for me. I'm 12-1 on those plays.
Yeah.
I do not mess around. Because
that I'll never forget that over, by the way. That was last year. I was on that when everybody was nuking it, like the stars aligned, and I think I alt bet it like 12.5.
Yep.
That's my bread and butter, is really leaning into spots. And I like, having been introduced to a lot of you and a lot of other people on this community, especially those spaces. But when everybody that I opinions that I respect and value align, that's when I really press. But if I was to give someone gambling advice, it would be to be a flat better.
Yeah.
Probably just go 1 unit across the board. But I can't help myself. It's a lot of fun. And kudos to Krabs for being disciplined this year. I think he's shown a lot of growth, and I like the 3-play approach. So I see he's having success.
My only worry about that is that he's going to go off it. And I'm going to talk to him. He's going to come on stream and he's going to give his picks. He's doing so well right now. He keeps winning. But I'm like, I know Krabs. Like, don't let that get too much. And then you start putting out 9 plays and 50 unit bombs. And then it's like, all right, dude, come on.
Well, if it were to happen, I think it would have happened already. So it has.
It is April 20th. Like it is April. Like we're not even through the first month yet.
Yeah, it's very early. So I submitted 2 plays, but I don't think one counts because I think it was Yankees first 5, right? And we're only counting plays that are post.
Also, Dejen, could you turn your mic up a little bit? I think people are having trouble hearing.
I don't know how to do that.
You're good now. You're good. You're higher on my headphones now. Just let us know in the chat.
I turned him up.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if he sounds okay. Just get into it, Dejen. Your first play is what are we looking at here?
I think I only have one.
Yeah,
because the Yankees is void, right?
Yeah, Yankees unfortunately is.
And that's fine. I got talked off of it anyway. Mid-major Matt, who hopped off here, led that fucking charge, talking me into Sandoval. Anyways. Neither here nor there.
What's the score right now? 5-0.
Oh,
Yankees.
dude, I love Nestor Cortez. You're a Yankees guy. I hate the Yankees. I love Nestor Cortez.
He's the best.
And
he's one of those Yankees. You know, there's like a Yankee every year that like you can't hate. That's Nestor. Like,
yeah.
And Judge, I think Judge is unhateable, and I think Nestor is unhateable. I totally understand if you hate every other player.
Yeah, I don't hate Judge. I love Rizzo. I don't count him as a Yankee. But even when I was younger, I always loved like Bernie Williams.
Yeah.
Mariano Rivera. I never really cared for Jeter, to be honest with you. But anyways, we could talk about the plays. I could bullshit all day. But I'm on the Padres team total over. And this is not. I hope I'm not getting cute and going to screw myself here. But I like the Padres in this spot. I don't want to fade the Diamondbacks, and that's why I'm choosing to go with the team total, because the Diamondbacks, they're a team that a lot of people were high on this season, and for good reason.
My biggest preseason bet, they're over win total. I love this team. They're this year's Orioles of last year.
Orioles,
because they fit the new rules so well. They're fast. They play defense. And they're not like a huge power team, so all those blue pits. The rules plus them are a perfect match for each other. I love this team. I think I was considering plus 450 to make the playoffs. Like, that's how much I love them.
All right, well, I'm going to one-up you, Peter, because I fell in love with them last year, and I took them to make the playoffs. I think they were 25-1 in season, which was an absolute donation.
Good value.
But I fell in love with the Diamondbacks. I really did, and I really like David Peralta, and he got traded to my Rays and didn't do shit, but whatever. So yeah, I don't want to fade them, and I hope that doesn't come back to bite me. But I just think this total for their team total seems a little insane to me, given their last 10 games. It's set at 5.5. Now the under is juiced, and I don't typically like to go against that. I think it's always for a reason, but you know, for 5.5, when this team hasn't gone over that, or has only gone over that once in their last 10 games. Mm-hmm. I think it's just an insane line. I couldn't tell you much about this pitcher going for the Diamondbacks. Maybe you can.
Yeah, I can.
And I'm not usually, as a contrarian bettor, I'm not usually someone who buys good news. And I know Tatis is coming back, but you know what? I'm not really honing in on.
That's why I'm surprised at this play from you, honestly. Not saying it won't hit. I'm just surprised that, because knowing the way you bet, I was expecting you to be on the under because Tatis is back.
But you know what? I think the guys around him show up. I like Machado. He's been underperforming for a while. I keep looking at his prize picks lines, and they're low. And you know how we always read into those and think that they're due. He's got a run square up on prize picks that he hasn't hit in the last 5 games. I do think Machado has a big game. I'm on him personally in a player prop. Soto, we saw, went yard yesterday. I think it was their only run, but the offense is anemic. I actually would make a bet if I could that Tatis goes 0 for 4 today. But I think everybody else around him does well. So I like all things Padres today. It's really, like I said, it's more so about the line being 5.5. I hope I'm not getting duped by this pitcher, because I didn't do too much research on him. Rin Nelson or something. I don't know who that is. So if I am, then we'll find out. Maybe you already know in the back of your head. But that's all I got. That's all I'm in for. So I'm on the Padres over 5.5. I believe it's even money, or it was even money on BetMGM.
Still even money, plus 100. So Ryan Nelson, he is a one of the Diamondbacks like best prospect pitchers. So it's Ryan Nelson, Trey Jameson, Brandon Pfaadt. We have yet to see Brandon Pfaadt in the majors so far, but we've seen Jameson and we've seen Ryan Nelson. So the reason that I'm a little scared for you, and if you remember last time we were on stream, I took Manny Machado's under fantasy.
Yeah.
The Padres have been struggling against these fastball slider guys. And Ryan Nelson is going to give you fastball slider. Those are his two most used pitches. Now, he doesn't really get you to chase, which is good for a Padres team. Because there's a difference between a fastball slider guy who has nasty fastball slider, and then it's Ryan Nelson who's more of a pitch to contact, but he's more of a soft contact pitcher. Right. So it's those two pitches are not playing into the Padres' hands, but at the same time, the Padres have been struggling against guys that really get you to chase. So that's why it's a tough line. 5.5. If you get even money, like if you were like, all right, I'm laying minus 130 on this, I'd be like, even money, I think it's a good stab because I do think there will be runs in this game. But I think there's going to be runs on both sides. Yeah. And honestly, what I think is it's going to be one of those 4-4, 5-5 games. So I think you could get it based on like a tie. I think this is going to be a great game. I cannot wait to watch it because I love Tatis. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's like going to be the A-Rod Darth Vader of our game, and I cannot wait to see him be the villain. It's a scary bet because it's really high, but it's really high for a reason. You said to yourself, 1 out of the last 10. I wouldn't say I love it, but at the same time, I ain't fading it. I think it like I'm just unsure.
I got one, and I like hearing you say that, and I got one, I guess, point, not counterpoint, but just piece of logic that I'm going to use to not be scared off of that is if you know how the Padres batters match up to what the pitcher can throw. I think it's even more suspicious that you'd set a 5.5 line. And what I would use as an example is Nick Lodolo going against the Rays when they made the Rays a favorite on the road with a rookie pitcher, and their team total, I think, was 4.5 juice to the over. Now, granted, they're a great team, but they crush lefties. And again, just a casual fan as myself, I don't know these types of things. And then I hear that and I go, oh, that makes sense. Well, now I'm hearing the Padres, who have 2 runs in the last 4 games and don't match up well with the, I don't know what fucking pitches you said, sinker, slider,
Ryan
whatever.
Nelson, so fastball, slider. So it's
slider.
It's not that they don't match up well against Ryan Nelson. They don't match up against guys who really get you to chase and swing outside the zone on fastball sliders, which Ryan Nelson doesn't. That's why I'm like, it's like, if you look at it on face value, it's not a good matchup. But then when you look at who Ryan Nelson is, it might not be that bad, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep, it does. So, yep, that's it for me, man. I'll let you move on to the next guy. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Well, how many plays can I submit? What's the most? And not that I'm going to go crazy. I'm just curious.
You can do whatever you want. It's a 1 to 3 unit structure. Tomas comes on. Like, Tomas right now is our leader. And Tomas is up 7.87 units. He's consistently given us 5 to 6 plays a day.
Got it. Okay, good to know. Thank you for explaining
absolutely.
The rules live on air. I appreciate it, and best of luck tonight.
You got it. Our goal is transparency, so everyone knows the rules, and we want to have games that come after the stream, so it's like, congrats, you took the Yankees, and like, no one could bet it, and it's like, all right, cool, like, nice bet. So but no one can tail it, so it's all for stream for the people is our main point.
Got it. Put me down for Nestor Cortez's next start blindly money line. I don't give a shit what the juice is.
Love it.
All right, I'm out of here, Pete.
Talk to you soon, my guy. All right. And that's the fun of the stream, right? It's bets that you can tail. It's not gambling advice, but it's bets that you can tail. We're just trying to win everybody money for free. We're trying our best here. And we have been. If you look at the cumulative amount of units made on stream, if you took every bet on stream, you would be up. You'd be up. All right, moving on to our next person. Who we got? Crabs. The Crabs report. You know what I'm pissed about, Crabs? They screw you. Like, Trent is one of my favorite people in media. he screws you with the toilet and like a crab's going down the toilet. Like, what? It makes me laugh every time, but it screws you. Like, what are we talking about? You're fantastic at what you do. What did that come
I mean, the
from?
real ones now. The real ones know.
Maybe I'm not a real one. Oh, well, in terms of
No,
knowing
I'm saying
that
the
you're
real
good.
ones know I hit bats.
Yeah.
The real ones know.
Why did that happen? Like, what is that? Can you tell us the story?
I don't know. I mean, Trent's a square. He knows he's a square, and I love him to death. He's a freaking beast. He's literally the #1 content creator in the sports betting space.
I think he is.
In the world. He's the GOAT. But he hates my picks, and I hate his too. And that's a mutual thing. It's all love at the end of the day. But 9 times out of 10, we're on the opposite sides. And, you know, when his bets are hitting, mine are not. And when mine are hitting, his are not. It's almost like a little competition at times, you know?
I love it. And Krabs, you are 5th in the competition right now. It's Tomas, Jake, Matt, me, you, DeGen. But, like, you're 5th, but you're 0.67 units below me. Like, you're a good day from being ahead of me. Like, So we're all right there, and you've been winning on stream up 4 units, and you've come on like 6 days, and you're coming off. You've won every day.
Every single day.
Every day.
I've also sent the least picks by far. I guarantee it. I mean,
exactly. Well, there's some people who are not the least amount of picks, but of the people who are up in this echelon, you have. So.
Yep. Good.
Keep winning.
And people in chat are saying that, yeah, my MLB picks last year sucked. 100% they did. I agree. W transparency. For sure. They did suck. This year they don't. So tail them responsibly. Okay?
Come on. Give us the pick. What's up?
Yeah, give me the Giants.
Wow.
Love the Giants tonight. It is what it is. Has anybody pitched the Giants today?
No, we have mid-major Matt on this first 5 under.
Yep.
And Tomas is a 2-unit bomb on the Mets. So
sure,
I cannot wait for this game.
That should be a safe late piece. Good up the units on that one. Yeah, give me the Giants in a stinky line, obviously. You know, there have been a lot of times this season, more than most, when I am using my baseball brain, which is good. But to be honest with you, at times you still have to bet lines and not teams, and this is a perfect spot here. But with that being said, I will say Manea has looked better this year than he has last year. I hope we get the version
much.
of –
It's not saying much.
I know it's not saying much. But it's improvement, which is good. I believe in him more in 2023 than I did last year when he looked like Patrick Corbin.
Absolutely.
And tonight, with the total coming down from 9 to 8.5, with how well Sanga's pitched, they're putting them at -122. And to be honest with you, the Giants might be home tonight, but they just traveled from Miami all the way across the country. And the Mets are coming up from LA. I mean, they're right there. Are you kidding me? They're actually even less traveled. So, fresher team as a -120 favorite with Sanga on the bump, the new star with the Mets lineup that's stacked against the Giants and one of the worst pitchers in baseball should be a safe late piece, right? Give me a break, guys. If bets like this hit, we wouldn't have a stream like this. Peter, you wouldn't have a company because we'd all have already bankrupted the books. And we'd have our own private fucking island already.
Yeah, we might be just live streaming on TikTok just for fun because we'd be like, yeah, these are all the bets today. They're all going to hit. And we just
the
made
books
$1 billion.
would be in bankrupt, in debts. Like, that's not how it works, chats. Use your freaking brains, right? Anyone could go to this game right here. Anyone who's alive could look at this game, the Mets and the Giants, and say they think the Mets are going to win. No shit. No shit. Anyone could say that. Then why is the line so short? I'll tell you why, because Manea is going to look like DeGrom tonight, and you're finally going to see Yastrzemski and Brandon Crawford do something for the first time in the whole season.
Those are big names.
Straight up.
Yeah. The trio you just named is not giving me confidence in the Giants. But at the same time, that should help. Like, you're like, the trio of Sean Manea, Mike Yastrzemski, and Brandon Crawford are going to deliver us a win. The reason I lean towards the Giants, not betting it, is it's not even that weird of a baseball brain pick because the Mets are in their worst split. They perform worse against lefties. The Giants have actually been nails against righties this year. Nails they've been solid. Against lefties, they are actual poverty. Poverty. Against righties, they've been better. So, and you're getting a guy in Kodai Senga who has 3 starts in Major League Baseball, 2 against the Marlins, 1 against the A's. So it's not like he's faced like these all-time offenses so far this year. The Marlins have a pretty good offense, but it's not like he has sparkling numbers. And sometimes, like I host a podcast with Tucker Davidson, and he said, I always, when we talk to the Japanese pitchers, it's a little bit harder for them to adjust. The ball is different, right? The ball in the MPB is a little bit smaller when they come over. And a lot of them throw these splitters. And when the ball is different, sometimes it takes them a little bit of time to adjust. Now, you 100% of line movement on your side. It opened at minus 135 for the Mets and then crashed down. It's a scary game because the Mets are better in all facets. But you have splits on your side and you have home field advantage. I'm worried about the travel. It's a game that, for me, is unbettable. No way I'm going with the Mets, but also I can't put my money on the Giants with the travel.
Yeah, and that's all everyone said in the mentions after I posted the play. I can't bet on the Giants, but I'm rooting for you. No chance I'm putting my money on the Giants. They're terrible.
It's almost
well,
like
why
the
heck are
Royals.
they minus 100 now?
But the
You know
thing
what I
is,
mean?
it's almost like the Royals versus the Rangers. I saw all over the timeline, Royals, line is short, and I'm like,
yeah,
this
but I'd
system
rather
ag-
take
Yeah, the
this
Giants are better
Giants
than the
lineup.
Royals. Agreed.
yes.
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 And I didn't bet on the Royals the other night. I'm locked in, and I'm hitting bets. And this is another winner.
Love it,
Right.
my man. Appreciate. I mean, you're winning every day. So what am I going to
Here's
say?
some guys who are also actually surprisingly hitting well for the Giants. Not the guys I named. J.D. Davis, Joey Bart, Estrada, and Flores are very underrated as well.
Yeah.
These guys are all hitting over 300.
Flores-
so far, and these are the role players.
Flores can't move, but he can hit.
That's all that matters. I don't
That's
give
all
a fuck
that
if he can
matters.
move. He
Yeah.
can hit.
He can hit.
That's all that matters. All
Going
right.
out of the
We need
ballpark.
Jock Peterson to get going. We need Yastrzemski. Could be a good matchup for Yaz tonight from the left side. Need him to get going. And we need Brandon Crawford to show up to the facility this time for
Show up.
once this year.
Why not
Show
us?
up. Show up. Let's go get a win tonight.
Is it a Conforto revenge game against the Mets? Is he in the lineup?
People are talking.
Are people talking?
People are talking about it. It's the rivalry of the night. Yep.
Conforto revenge game. I like that narrative. That's straight from producer Cohen, a Mets fan.
Good work.
Great work by you. Appreciate you
Tell your
coming on.
producer Cohen that his Mets are kicked.
Producer Cohen, Crab says your Mets are
We
okay.
got Tomas up next.
Tomas is up next with a 2-unit bomb on the Mets. I cannot wait for this
Oh,
game. This
smokes.
game is going to be sick. I cannot
Well,
wait.
somebody's winning.
Somebody's
That's
winning.
good. You know?
That's why I
All
said at the beginning of the stream, like, if you take every single play, you'd be up units, and now you can't. I mean, maybe just take both and, like, lose juice and, like, have fun.
Well, shit, I feel bad. I just absolutely ripped the Mets to shreds. So I got to hang around and hear this Mets pitch.
All right, sounds
But
good.
Love the Giants. If I knew we could bet more than 1 unit, I'd have more than 1 unit on this chat. So
You can.
bet accordingly.
1 to
but always
3 unit.
responsibly.
1 to 3 unit scale. Whatever you want to bet up to 3 units, you totally can.
It's too late now, though, right?
Yeah, it's too late now, but for future, I mean, it's April 20th and the season ends October 31st. Well, we got time.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay.
We'll be okay. All right.
All right, man.
I'll catch you, my man.
Catch you, my man. Appreciate you. All right. Now it's time for Tomas, who is your leader on the Not Gambling Advice Baseball betting stream, up 7.87 units on stream. The guy just churns out winners. Look at that leaderboard. That's you at the top, Mr. Tomas. And you are putting a 2-uniter on the New York Mets. Let's talk about the fighting Metropolitans. What's up?
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets, baby. All right, let's get into this because it seems like everyone that I've talked to today or that has been on the podcast or been on the stream or I've listened to on podcasts are all on the Giants today. And I get the line movement. I get it. But for me, I'm going to stick to my system play. Non-divisional road favorites. It's hitting at an insane rate right now. It cashed yesterday on our 2-unit play with the Pirates. It's like hitting like pretty much over 70% right now. The Mets, they're getting hot. They're 6-1 their last 7 games, 5-1 their last 6 road games, and they're 4-1 in games following a win this season. I know it's a small sample size, but I don't like Sean Manaea in this matchup. His expected ERA is 7.44.
Yeah, his peripheral
ranks in the
say should
bottom-
retire. His peripheral say
which
should
ranks in the
retire.
bottom 9% of the league. Also, too, it only it frustrates you a little bit because it's the Mets, and the amount of times I watch a Mets game and see them leave runners in scoring position.
It is absurd.
It's unbelievable.
My
Every time you
producer's
see
a
them
Mets
score for
fan.
you,
Well, hold on. My producer's a Mets fan. He's just nodding his head while you're talking.
He gets it. He gets it. And I already know I'm going to get to experience that tonight watching this game. But when it comes to Manaea, I mean, listen, he has at this point, he's just trying to get guys out and he's trying to strike guys out. He's 73rd percentile in K percentage. He has 13 strikeouts and 11 third innings pitch. But the Mets have only struck out 131 times this year. That's second to last in the MLB. I just like the Mets in this matchup. I know they got Senga on the mound as well. The Giants' offense has been iffy at best. We talked about some of these guys that need to step up. You know, Brandon Crawford as one of them. But I watched that whole series against the Marlins these past couple of days.
Garbage.
And garbage. They lost me money on, I think it was on Monday because they blew the lead by leaving Logan Webb there into the 7th inning to face Jorge Soler. Not going to get into that, but whatever. I don't like the Giants. I'm going to fade them here in this spot with the Mets. Also, too, if you want to talk about a road trip aspect, the Mets went from L.A. to San Francisco. The Giants came from Miami. So in that aspect, I think the Mets have a little bit more of an advantage if you want to talk the travel aspect. I like the Mets in this play. It's a system play. I did it yesterday. How am I going to run from it again today? Give me 2 units on the Mets. Let's rock.
I can't wait for this game. I have no bet.
I can't bet
it at all.
I wish it was 8:45 right now. I wish it was time.
I am going to tune in, but I'm going to have 2 screens up. I'm going to be watching Tatis and face the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm going to be watching the Tomas versus Crab show, and it's going to be electric.
I just want a good game, truthfully. I want a good game.
Before you give your next pick, because I think you have one more, correct?
No. That's
it.
No.
All right. Appreciate you, Tomas. Again, he is the leader of the Not Gambling Advice Baseball betting stream. He writes on Just Baseball, puts all his bets on there on justbaseball.com, as well as covers the Houston Astros for us. Tomas, plug your Twitter, and then we'll say goodbye to you.
Yep, you can follow me at Twitter at T_Romo5, as well as on TikTok at Tomas.Romo1. Like Peter said, post all my plays there as well as other content. And hey, let's have a winning day, Peter.
Let's roll, baby. Talk to you soon, all right?
Yes, sir.
Before we welcome on Aram, I want to shout out Tucker Davidson, lefty on the Angels. Him and I host a podcast. It's called the Arm Barn Podcast. It was his idea for the name. I think it's genius. If you remember, PETA, the animal organization, they got mad at Major League Baseball last year for calling it the bullpen because they felt it was like discriminatory against animals. I don't know. Kind of hilarious. Call it the Arm Barn. We have a new episode out already. It was released on Monday. Go check it out. It's called the Arm Barn Podcast. It's Tucker and I. We sit down. We also interviewed Patrick Sandoval on episode 2, coming out with as many episodes as humanly possible because he's traveling across the country. And 3-2 count against DJ LeMahieu. Why not us? Shout out Tucker. All right, let's welcome on Aram, the man with the plan. You got some interesting plays that I really do like today. What's going on, man?
Yeah. What's going on, brother? Just talking to you like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So, good Just Baseball show episode. Definitely go check that out. We had some fun today. Casual Friday. A lot of headlines. Definitely remember what we talked about this time. A lot of stuff to talk about.
We just yelled.
That was a fun
time.
episode.
That was so fun because it wasn't like baseball stats. It was like A's, Mad Bum, Tatis, like storylines, which is so much fun.
Scherzer, like a lot of good talk radio storylines.
Yeah,
like, love that stuff.
Mike and the Mad Dog.
Yeah, but like we get to do it every once in a while. It was a nice Friday. So
I agree.
I'm feeling these picks today. I'm feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
We have been polarizing, right? We're 3-0, then 0-3.
Yes,
but
you are still positive.
3-0.
You're up 0.29 units on the stream so far. I mean, if you can make money betting on baseball and just watching it, like that's fun.
Yeah. That's what we do. But we demand excellence.
We demand excellence. I agree.
Trying to raise the bar, and we got some out there picks today. So I'll start. What do you want me to start with?
Can we start with the Reds? Because this pick is just awesome. Oh, I love it. You're fading up the course.
This one?
Oh, 88% is on the Pirates.
Oh, I love that.
Everyone's hammering the Pirates.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Spencer Steer is back, Peter. Which that should just be it. I should just leave it at that. Spencer Steer is back. He's good to go. Honestly, so there's a few things I like here. Luke Weaver is, as much as that looks like an auto fade, and I think that's a big reason why the public and a lot of picks are kind of fading Luke Weaver in this one. He looked. I know it's AAA, but his 2 AAA rehab appearances. He went 4 shutty, and then he went 5 innings of 1-run ball. Yeah. What?
Oh, I can hear him.
No, he froze.
Oh, yeah. Just start over the pitch again for the Reds. Let us know in the chat if you guys can hear Arm as he's speaking.
Yeah. Let me know. My thing might be overheating a little bit. I got a lot of tabs. Let me close Fangraphs. Let me make sure I close.
Yeah, just close. I mean, they'll
Fangraphs.
suck the data out of you. I hear.
God forbid I have Fangraphs open. Okay, beautiful. So Luke Weaver actually looked pretty good in his last 2 outings in AAA. Stuff continues to tick back up a little bit, and he's on 6 days rest. I don't think he needs to like absolutely shove. I just think he's going to hang in there, give us a decent outing here. And I think this Reds lineup, you get Spencer Steer back. Vosler has been slumping after the unbelievable start that we highlighted on the Just Baseball show. I think he gets it going a little bit again. And Roansy Contreras is a wild card. He's either all the way there or he is not. But the thing is he doesn't really go too deep into start. So even if he's on, I like Luke Weaver to keep the game within reach. And in the worst case scenario here, they're down, Contreras comes out of the game, and then I think they can still get to that Pirates bullpen. So I think the Reds offense bounces back. I think Luke Weaver keeps him in it. And there's a wild card of Contreras either getting racked or hands it off to the bullpen, and the bullpen doesn't hold up their end of the bargain. So I like Weaver to overachieve here when most are expecting him to get shelled.
I agree. I mean, I'm on the first 5 under this game. And the reason I think the Reds are sneaky is because it was something that you didn't even mention, the Coors effect, which I think matters with no travel going from Colorado to Pittsburgh. I think that matters in this matchup. I think the Pirates' bats are going to be really slow out of the gate. And you're right, Roansy he's kind of hit or miss, but after a miss, he's usually hit. And that's why I think it's going to be low scoring, but I think the Reds could overcome it because I think just the Pirates' bats are going to be slow today, especially after putting up 14 runs.
Yeah.
Like, we love fading teams like that. And you'd expect, right? Pirates are 12-7. They've been off to a really, really hot start. They have their perceived ace on the mound, and they're minus 160.
And that's the biggest point. You were mentioning that at the ballpark yesterday when you and I were at the game. The idea that they go out, have that offensive onslaught at Coors. I think a lot of people are just looking at the offensive onslaught, see them playing Luke Weaver next. Oh, they're going to do it again, but they're leaving Coors. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, to your point, too. And the value is the biggest thing. If it's even odds, maybe I'm not taking it. At plus 140, to me, I think I got it at plus 135 exactly.
Yeah, it's a 5-cent
just
adjustment.
A no-brainer for me.
5-cent adjustment because, I mean, so many people are hammering the Pirates.
Love it.
Oh, yeah. Producer Cohen just said he accidentally wrote minus 135. It's plus 135. Just an accidental on our part, but
you trying to screw me,
yeah,
Producer Cohen?
No, maybe that's the true line of this game. Maybe the Reds should just be big favorites.
Yeah, that was a Freudian slip.
Yeah,
Freudian slip by the actual Vegas guy, Will Cohen. Producer Cohen.
You're like, there's 80% on them. I was like, what? They're minus 135.
Yeah. All right, let's. You got more picks though. We ain't done yet.
Oh yeah.
We ain't done yet.
So,
I love how you're piling on the late slate on a limited slate. I love this. I love the vibes right now.
That's what it's all about. And I love getting home late and tuning in late, especially when it's an over-under. So a little bit of a square play here, but the thing is D-backs Padres over. I think it's a square play because of the whole Tatis narrative. But the reason why I like it is I liked it without Tatis. Mm-hmm. Now you add Tatis to the lineup, an MVP caliber bat who, look, I don't think there's going to be much rust for Fernando Tatis. We talked about on the Just Baseball show. Yeah. He slugged 1,200 in AAA during his rehab stint.
Crazy.
Juan Soto looks like he's starting to break out of it a little bit. I think Tatis getting in that lineup is going to rejuvenate them a little bit as well because it's just one more guy you don't want to pitch to. Now you got to pitch to Machado a little bit more. You got to pitch to Soto a little bit more. I think that impacts the lineup a little bit. And it depends on what day you catch this D-backs offense, but I like the D-backs against Michael Wacha. I think this is going to be an instance where they put up some numbers here. I think this is just going to be a really high-scoring game in an environment where I think people don't expect it to be as high-scoring, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring ball game.
I could totally see it, too, because we love the Diamondbacks, right? But what's their one weakness?
Pitching?
No, I mean, yes, but it's their bullpen. Like, their bullpen outside of Chafin, it's like... It's not great. Like, them late in games, it's not ideal. And, like, the Padres bullpen is... I don't know. How would you describe
if they put in a Bill
bullpen?
Chrismat in, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's an absolute
That's
wrap.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they have two really good arms, and then the rest... I mean, Tim Hill's fine, I guess.
I like Ryan Nelson as a prospect, I do. But right now, I mean, his fastball has been pretty hittable. The slider has not been there for him. And this is a team that will ambush high spin fastballs, especially Tatis. That's what he does. So I could see this kind of being a coming out party for him right away. Nelson, like, this is not the game where if you're Ryan Nelson, you're like really getting back on track to where you need to be. It's probably not going to be against this offense. Ball flies out there, high spin guy. I think Nelson through his career is always going to be a splits guy, better away from Arizona and especially away from Coors. But yeah, with the slider not being there either, I think we're going to see a lot of fastballs. He's thrown it 54% of the time right now. That's pretty much the only pitch Soto's hitting right now. That's been pretty much the only pitch Machado's been able to hit. And Tatis crushes high spin fastballs. So I could see them kind of ambushing him. And then again, I don't think Waka is going to be putting up zeros. So I think that the Diamondbacks will hold up their end of the bargain.
I think it's a great pitch. It's a really high total, but it's probably high for a reason. Also, DeGen, who's also been winning and killing totals, he's on the Padres over 5.5, just their team total, right? And I was talking to him. I was like, the Padres, they've been struggling against like guys who have really good fastball slider combinations, like get you to chase, like a guy like Strider. That's the guys who've been struggling against. But I was telling him, I was like, and you kind of uttered a similar point. Ryan Nelson's fastball and slider, yes, that matchup has not been good for the Padres, but Ryan Nelson's fastball and slider have not been great. So it's like this could finally be the time to get right against a pitcher like this.
Yep.
Absolutely. But you got one more pick?
We got an under.
We got an under.
This total is just too high. I got burned on the last Windy City under. But this one I feel good about. It's just too high. 11 runs, somewhere other than Coors. I know it's windy, but 11 runs is too much. You got Dodgers Cubs under 11. Javier Assad, I actually really like him being subbed in here. Ground ball guy. I don't know how much they're going to stretch him out, but this is a dude that has not given up a home run dating all the way back to, I think, the WBC. Like, he has not given up a home run in spring training. He didn't give up a home run in his AAA appearance last. He didn't give up a home run in his big league appearances this year. He gets ground balls. I know he's been bad, and that's why the total is high, but I think this is an opportunity for him to just pitch the contact.
Yeah, there's a difference between a guy who's – sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say there's a difference between a guy who's been bad versus a guy who is bad. He's not bad. He's just not performed well to start the year. Remember, it's so early. It's hard to take these 6 innings at face value, right?
And at the end of the day, he's going to go 40, 50 pitches. I think it's going to be a bullpen game. I think this Cubs bullpen will handle it. It's a gamble, but 11 runs is just extremely, extremely, extremely high. And then I really don't like this Cubs offense. I think they came out and, put on an onslaught, against Oakland as the game kind of wore on. But I could really see this offense, even with a Michael Grove and then the bullpen of the Dodgers, like kind of just keeping them in check. A 5-4 game, we win.
Yeah.
Like a 6-4 game, we win.
Even a 6-5 game, you push.
Yeah, like that's fine with me. I think Assad's going to hold it down for 3-4 innings and hand it over to the bullpen. And this Dodgers offense, like, let's be honest, this is not the typical Dodgers offense. It's shown flashes of it, but it's not the typical Dodgers offense. 11 is a really, really high total.
I'm with it. We just got a couple comments for you.
Yeah, I'm getting grilled for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, basically because you said you don't believe in the.
Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what you said basically about the Cubs offense, like this comment, your second in best team batting average. It's like you just said, yeah, they had an onslaught against the A's. Like, it's still so early. It's tough to tell. Right? It's really tough to tell. And then you're not counting the win here in Chicago because it's windy AF. But, like, you just explained it.
I think that's built into the 11 total.
It's so built in. Like, it's overinflated.
Don't we generally see cores at, 11 or 12?
Yeah. 12 and a half, sometimes 13.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, it's not far off from a cores total. Like, someone saying, I live here, just telling you the condition. That's fair. It's windy as hell. I hear you. But that's why it's a good opportunity, I think, because you have a ground ball pitcher in Assad. We'll see how Grove throws. 11 is a ton, and I'm going to feel pretty good about going into that. I feel like I got a lot of wiggle room here with the way things will go, and I'm not too worried about the Dodgers bullpen giving up much contact to this Cubs offense. I know they're high in batting average, but they kind of feasted on a weak offense or a weak pitching staff, and I don't know. I'm just not worried about a high batting average with the wind. That's not going to be an issue.
I love it, my man. I appreciate you. 3 bombs. Let's roll. Even after an 0-3 day and last time on stream, you're still up on the air because you've been giving us great picks all season. Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
If Eric Hosmer benefits from the wind, I'll just eat my hat, by the way. So, all right. Thank you, everybody.
Peace out, dude. All right. Again, do we have anybody else coming on cue?
Colby can't, and that's it. And
Colby can't?
Colby and Ollie. No message from Ollie. Colby's at the airport.
Colby is at the airport. So let's go over both of their plays before we say goodbye. And we'll start with Colby. We'll start with Colby's plays. He is at JFK right now and unfortunately couldn't make it on stream. But I want to go over his plays for you if you choose to tail him. How's Colby doing in terms of units? So Colby is down 1.35 on stream. And his picks today,
Arizona first 5.
he has the Arizona Diamondbacks through the first 5 on the money line, 1 unit to win 1.1 units. So he's got 1 unit at plus 110.
Cubs first.
Interesting bet, right? He's tailing Ryan Nelson. Kind of, Aram likes the over. DeGen likes Padres team total 5.5 towards the over. Interesting bet. But he also likes the Cubs through the first 5, which I also find pretty interesting, right? He's tailing Javier Assad. I assume he slated it in for Jameson Tyone. He put 1.3 units on it at minus 125. Interesting. He's got the Phillies minus 1.5 through the first 5. He's going with it at plus chicken. Interesting. He's tailing Matt Strahm. He's just fading the Rockies early, which I could totally see. I get it. What do we?
You got a sub.
We got a sub bang? Hey, waits. Thank you, my friend. Just remember, if you subscribe, you are entered into the competition. So basically, if I win or I get second place, you get either World Series tickets or a $500 cash prize. Absolute no-brainer. Appreciate you guys. And then his last play, he's on the Mets money line. Interesting. Mets money line.
This kid just asked you like the Mets tonight.
Do I like the Mets tonight? It is unbettable for me. That line movement, Mets seem like the biggest trap in the world, but at the same time, the Giants, they're just not a very good team. And I have a tough time betting on these Giants. I think they're terrible, to be completely honest with you. I think they're a bottom 10 team in baseball. The Mets are much better, but the line is sketchy. It's unbettable for me. What we do know, Tomas and Colby are on the Mets. Krabs is on the Giants.
And first 5 under for.
And Mid-Major Matt is on the first 5 under in the game, and he has 2 units on it. So Tomas is our leader in units. He's on the Mets. Mid-Major Matt is 3rd. He's on the first 5 under 4.5. Krabs is right there. I think he's in 5th he's in 5th. Yeah, yeah. So Krabs is on the Giants, and Colby, as you can see there, is on the Mets. So a very interesting game. For me, I have no lean. I don't even want to lean anywhere because I don't want you guys to put money on something that I would definitely not do. I'm staying away from this game. Absolutely. Ollie's got 1 pick too. As you guys can see from the leaderboard. Can you keep the leaderboard up for just a second so they can see where Ollie is? Ollie is down 1.5 units, but at the same time, Ollie hasn't been on stream much. Ollie has made
1.5 down.
Yeah, he's down 1.5, but he's made 3 picks. So take it with a grain of salt. He's a good capper. And he's on this Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati under 9 through the full game. I'm on the first 5 under at 5. He's on the full game under. I think he's solid at what he does. So those are the picks. Again, so Peter, Padres moneyline, Phillies -1, Reds +1.5. Do you hate this parlay? No. I don't hate that parlay. No, I don't hate it one bit. Appreciate you guys for listening again. This was the Not Gambling Advice Baseball betting stream for Thursday, 4/20. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy it. Remember, get all your work done. Get the picks in. And just watch baseball and enjoy the rest of your night, everybody. Thank you again for coming in. Again, we do this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We break down all the baseball games with all the great cappers around Twitter, social media, in order to give you the best bets possible. But we have to remember, not gambling advice.